is on?
Yep. I haven't turned on. Welcome, Jerry. How are you? Jerry? Hanging in there.
I guess.
You're looking good.
Good to see you, Jerry, thanks. Call the meeting to order. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Randy Schutte.
Yep.
Ken Brown. Yes. Judy Keller.
Yep.
Deb McClory.
Yes.
Bob DeLong, yes. Guess? Don't see anybody? All right. Adoption of agenda. Anybody doesn't have any copy of the agenda?
We do have to put one thing under old business, item C, and that is the solar ordinance.
Everybody got that?
We're gonna,
Old business?
we're gonna vote on that. Does it have to be
Yeah.
roll call
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
for
probably.
ordinance?
Yeah, but we can do that as we go.
And then the next meeting date, you have 10/16, or 11/16 of 2023.
Oh, yeah, down at the bottom
Number 6?
is November 16th, that's 2023 at 7 p.m.
Any other additions to the agenda? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the agenda with the changes of adding solar ordinance and adding the date.
Motion on table to approve as amended.
I'll second that.
Seconded Ken Brown. Any further discussion on the agenda as presented? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Moving on to approval of minutes from the July 20th, 2023. That's it, right? Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from July 20th, 2023.
Moved by Randy Schutte to approve the minutes. Is there a second to it?
Second.
Seconded by Deb McClory. Any further discussion as the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you. Treasurer's report. Deb, can you give us a treasurer's report?
Treasurer's report. Yeah. For the month of July in general account was $152,659.98. August balance at the end of the month, $146,303.26. Fire account, $86,534.87 for July. August, $86,656.14. Road account for July, $18,661.04. August, $18,685.19. And the tax account remains the same at $24.79.
Any additions or corrections? Question for you guys know on the road account. Is there any outstanding amount
No.
that you know of?
nothing that, we haven't received.
Okay, but you haven't seen that from, the Ingram?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Or Brian Hacker needs to pass.
Who's that?
Brian Hacker needs to pass, but I said it wasn't.
Okay.
If you see him on the road, give him
Okay.
a reminder.
Any additions or corrections to that? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Judy Keller, move to approve the treasurer's report. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded, Randy Shooty. Further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor of approving the treasurer's report as reported, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you.
I do have a clerk's correspondence.
Oh, you do have some correspondence for us? Got your mic on?
This is containing to the upcoming elections. I am giving the board members a draft copy, as we have not received a final copy from the county. And what this entails is it's all the items that are going to happen with the early 9-day voting. Right now, it is set that when Sanilac County, for the presidential primary, general election, and the presidential primary, all 9-day voting will be held in Sanilac County. We will have to supply workers. They have a whole system of election equipment that we'll be using down there, but we do have to supply workers. The workers will be paid by the state. They will be reimbursed for training, travel, and their time worked down there. But if we don't sign this with the county, which all the townships in Greenleaf and Sanilac are saying that they're going to do, then we would have to supply everything here for the 9-day voting beforehand.
Otherwise, you're talking we have to send somebody,
We have to send workers down there, yeah.
and they'll schedule.
They will schedule it. There will be
Okay.
a schedule for those 9 days.
Okay. So we're not open here 9 days?
No.
Okay.
We won't be open here at all.
Not for the 9 days. We will be open here for the primary, the
Okay.
August primary and the general election.
days.
That doesn't change. Those 3 elections don't change. It's just with the new proposal, with that 9-day in advance voting, they just know it's going to be impossible for these smaller townships to have somebody sit in their hall for 9 days.
So they're gonna, if you wanna vote early,
You go-
8 days prior to election day, you gotta go to the county seats.
Or you can do an absentee ballot. Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah. But that's where it'll be held. But I'm just giving them the draft. Like I said, she doesn't have the final one ready yet. And I know it's sometime in October that it has to be turned into the state. So, and then one other thing, I talked with, and his name escapes me right now, our Shabona Garage gentleman, what's his name?
Jeff?
Jeff.
Yep.
About rumble strips on Bay City Forestville Road, because we know this is a bad corner. And according to the Sanilac County Road Commissioner, Rob Falls, the county will not put in rumble strips. I fear they are a lawsuit waiting to happen, which I didn't quite understand that when Huron County has them. But then he also said that with 53 crossing a state highway, we would have to get a hold of MDOT. And I haven't had a chance to get a hold of MDOT, and I don't even know what they would do. But Deb did say today they put up new signs with reflectors and
Yeah, new signs that said,
crossroad.
yeah, crossroad does not stop, so.
Yeah.
Sites.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's what I have to report for.
Okay. Any questions, concerns of the clerk?
Are you gonna have any trouble finding people to go down there and work?
I don't know. I mean, we were on a Zoom meeting 2 weeks ago with the county clerk, and none of the townships figured, they didn't know how they were gonna get that many extra workers. Or because so many people work and they just might take a half a day off or whatever, but for 9 days. and
That's how
it's-
you schedule a general election,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Start with a crew in the morning and
And
work
if they
through.
if they don't wanna work all day, then we split them up, but they have no idea. And she said the county doesn't have funds. And I got to thinking about this after the meeting, well, if the state's paying for it, why can't the county just hire people to be down there? But it has to be a clerk, a deputy clerk, and at least 1 to 2 other workers from every township has to fill in all of these time slots.
These
for
8
this.
days.
8 days,
Okay.
9 days.
Well, we should have more by next meeting.
Yeah, we should have more by, but I just wanted you guys to have the oh, I can't, thank you, so that you.
Got a heads up on it,
Heads
right?
up, yeah.
Any other questions, concerns? Clerk? Ready to go, Brown? Judy? Deb?
Sure.
I don't know, you guys could be tellers anyway.
It's a big color, maybe.
I'm disqualified because of age.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right, moving on to reports, planning commission, Ken?
We have the solar ordinance, which we'll address a little later in the agenda. I just wanted to bring it to your attention that we really need to appoint another alternate on that zoning board of appeals, since we lost our alternate here last spring.
Okay.
So you might want to start seeing if you can stir up any interest on that.
I had somebody that said they wanted, I thought I called you that. I'll have to go back to my black book, because I had somebody that was looking to give us a hand doing something like that. Huh? Yes,
Ron Wing,
yeah,
That'd be good for him.
all right.
And also, we
Okay,
approved
that's for the appeal.
zoning board of appeals.
Appeal.
We need an alternate.
Okay, all right.
We lost Glenn Wright last spring here,
Okay, anything else?
so. We had our special meetings, we approved the combining of the parcels for Mr. Miller. And what was our other one?
the zoning ordinance. The zoning ordinance, the public
The
meeting.
public meeting for the,
Oh, yeah, right.
Solar ordinance.
Yeah, the solar ordinance, and we had literally no public comment on that, so.
good, okay. Any questions, concerns? None? We can't give you a zoning administrator report. Chuck was doing beans. He did tell me that there's been multiple new permits again. They're still building. I think the last figure was like 17 sheds and 4 new houses in our township. So,
Raise the taxes.
any of them getting tore down and buried or getting offset with new ones. Okay? Old business, drop box installed and being used for taxes. Any comments or concerns on it?
We've had a lot of people dropping taxes off in the Dropbox. It's coming, it's good. We need a little sign on it, but it's been utilized. The guy across the street, I mean, he sees me here every time I'm here, but he dropped his taxes off.
I
in the
used
box.
it.
Yes, you used it?
I used it.
Can't believe that you did.
So do we need a sign that says Dropbox?
Yes,
I'll get one.
like a magnetic one, or something we can drill in.
Tell me what we need and I'll get it.
Talk to Ken behind you.
I don't think, but,
I don't think, the one that we have installed has already got to be replaced, right?
no, that one's
We have to
fine.
put a separate.
We have to put a separate.
We have to put a separate in for absentee ballots.
Yeah, they will
cannot
not,
use that.
they changed their mind.
Okay,
They
that
changed-
one will not qualify.
No. When I asked about that, before we bought that one, they said that one would be fine for ballots, but with all of this change, no, everybody's gotta have their own, gotta have.
But they're
their
gonna,
own-
they're gonna
but they're
supply
supplying
it.
it.
We have to install it.
Well, we're paying for it in the long run in
Well.
the state taxes, but we don't have to pay for it up front. But Ken, whatever kind of sign we would need on there, I certainly don't want it drilled into that bronze window or that bronze,
Why?
do you think? Okay, thank you. You know, and I don't know I don't know, I guess a magnetic one would work, if it would stay on there.
Is there anything that's?
There's enough where you go across top of that box with a small one.
Okay, all
I
right.
was gonna say,
I think there's a-
I would think that would be sufficient.
There is what she's saying, somebody net versus actually making it permanent.
But you're talking
It's-
bolting it right to the box, that small lip that's
You
right
can get
there.
them, like you put on vehicles,
Okay, okay,
sticker, why not?
okay,
You know, they're vinyl, they'll last forever.
If we're gonna do that, we gotta cover that little slot anyways, because we're trying to keep the rain out.
what was that?
That's why I asked before, does water come in there?
No, there's been nothing in there, no.
'Cause we talked about putting a flap or something on there.
Oh, well, there's been nothing that has been
Well,
in
that's
there.
maintenance.
Knock yourself right into that.
Okay.
We'll get it worked out.
All right, any other comments on it? There's not, moving on to line item B, the cement and the hitching post work, pretty well done. Ken, anything that needs to be done on it, or?
No, it's all set.
Well,
flag
I do
pole?
have
We
something,
gotta get the flagpole still put up.
I do have something in new business about the cement, so.
Okay,
The flag poles at my place, I don't wanna say much about it, but the guy that donated it, and we ended up doing all the work, and he's supposed to be getting the, we call the top,
yeah,
Pulley and.
fully, yeah, the assembly.
and install it. We ended up getting bolts, had to dig it out of his yard, everything, and
You're getting closer though.
You got the pole,
you make a comment to him, cause he's not doing much answering to me.
Okay, okay, I can look into it. Any questions, concerns about that cement and the hitching post?
I think it looks
That
really
looks
nice.
great,
Yeah,
Good.
very good.
yes, nice job. All right, and nothing else, no comments on that, move on to line item C, the solar ordinance, old business. Everybody got that, and Judy emailed it, and I read for 20 minutes, fell asleep, started back again.
Yeah, that was me last night. I went, goes off, reads more.
Okay,
Just
this,
about what I did.
this is the final product. Either approve it or send it back.
Anybody that's got any questions and concerns about it?
I'll spell resolution. I'll give it to you.
So just kind of recapping, the bones of this kind of came from existing material, right?
Yeah, from other,
And then
Yes.
it's already gone to our lawyer,
Yes,
and it's back.
and you went through a hearing.
and they went through a public hearing.
Yep.
So the steps have been taken, okay, who's the first one that's read it all the way?
Without sleeping in between.
I read through most of it.
Yeah, I think I covered everything, and it looks like it covers a lot of facets, put it that way.
Definitely things you don't think of
Yeah,
normally. You know
yeah.
what I mean? There's just,
The only thing that really caught my eye was on page 5, where there's number 6. It's talking about planting trees around this thing. But I would assume that would be more like on the sides of it, but maybe not in front of it. I guess that's my question.
I think there's an ordinance, you have to have some kind of a
A buffer
Buffer.
around it, completely around it.
Even if-
DTE.
Even if it's fenced, let's say, all the way around it, you still would have to plant trees
And
all
that's standard for DTE.
Yeah.
That's the way they do it.
that's the way they do it, DTE.
They actually put a berm completely around it and plant trees on the berm.
Oh,
So,
that helps kind of hide it.
so literally you would never see
You don't
this.
even see it. Okay.
Which I like, because if you go down 13 and
that's a massive one there.
Lennon and look to the west, it's just, there's nothing there
It's just
shielding it.
panels
and I
after
don't like
panels.
that.
Yeah.
Kenny, I'm sure I read this in there, but I'm not recalling off the top of my head. Do they have to have so many acres?
Well, when they're leasing these commercial deals, 40 minimum,
Okay.
any commercial deals. Residential and everybody else, there's not a
minimum.
They're not a minimum on, but commercial, first of all, they won't even lease unless they can get 40-acre lease. So,
So what if somebody was approached by, co-op,
Electric?
electric?
what if they were?
Yeah, I mean, this is, you said that this is what DTE
And it's the same,
does, but they do the same thing.
real similar, yeah.
Pretty
yeah,
much the same,
yeah.
okay.
yeah.
Okay, Thumb Electric is not even interested in buying,
At this point, they
Any
haven't
power,
done anything,
no.
yeah.
and they've got a good set of lines right through the middle of the township, but they've made it plain and clear they're not even interested, so. And if you can't move power out, then it's probably not happening.
It ain't gonna happen. Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions, concerns, discussion on it?
Deb found,
Spelling error, and then the other question I had, this solar glare hazardous analyst tool, talks about it on page 7, but it starts it on page 3, so it should be put ahead of that. Know what I'm saying?
Okay, it starts at,
On page 7.
yeah,
You talk about solar glare hazardous analysis tool, but on page 3, you talk about, on line 16, you talk about the SGHAT, and you don't know what the hell it is.
so you need the definition of it on page 3,
On page 3.
which is
Line
16.
Yes.
SGHAT, and needs
Okay.
the
Definition.
solar glare hazard analysis tool.
Well, that should be on page 1 where it shows the definitions, right?
Should be.
That's
That'd be a good
probably
spot for
where, that's probably where it should be, because this defines all those.
yeah, in the definition.
Yeah.
Put it there. Good point.
That's strictly.
Well, that is kind of like, if you. All right.
I didn't know what it was.
Right.
Reading through it till I got to page
See.
7.
Ken, we'll have to get with Angela and see.
If you have any changes, bring it to our attention, send it back.
Yeah,
And the
let's do it
spelling
right.
on, spelling on
Yeah, there's some
resolution,
spelling, I noticed that.
resolution on number 9, on
If
page
you're not-
3.
You know, if you're not comfortable the way it is, bring it to our attention, make a note of what changes you'd like, and
Yeah,
send it back and we'll-
circle everything, and then we could probably tweak it.
in fact, if you wanna read through it and get back with me before next month's meeting, we'll address it at next month's meeting.
With a fine tooth comb and false.
And then,
Yeah, I'll look
the
for it. I know,
following
'cause there-
meeting, we'll present it again.
Because I know there was a couple spelling errors, and I
Yeah.
didn't change them, because I wanted to talk to Angela about it first, but, okay, I'll go through there and I'll get with her too.
So,
Or do you want just what I noticed, and then you guys can change it? Because maybe it's spelt wrong, but, you know, Word might think it should be spelled different, but maybe in the context of the whole sentence, it shouldn't be changed. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I pointed out and have her analyze it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say,
yeah. Okay. Okay.
so do I need a
Table
motion
till
to
November.
table this to further review again? I would say so.
I'll make a motion that we table passing the solar ordinance until corrections are made and brought forth at November meeting.
Motion on the table,
I
Second.
seconded,
Wait,
Who did that?
Deb McCory.
No, we both did.
Any further discussion on it? Hearing none, proceed to vote on tabling the solar ordinance verification until the November meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Tabled until further review and corrections are made. Okay. No other old business at this time. We'll move into the new business. Routine bills for October, November 2023.
I move we pay the routine bills.
Ken Brown moved, we paid him. Second.
Second.
Second, Randy Shutey. Further discussion? On the motion is made to pay the routine bills of October and November 2023. Hearing no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, motion carried. Line item B is approval of the L4029, which,
Is this one right here it's the last sheet in your packet, it's this sheet right here.
you want to enlighten us, Judy?
This is just,
The tax rate.
the tax rate that'll be on the winter taxes.
Oh, and it all
It
went down,
doesn't
right?
say zero.
It didn't go up.
Well, that's a rarity. Good. Okay,
Our operating is frozen at that 1 mil.
yeah,
The fire emergency is a half a mil,
yeah,
and then the roads are the 1.5 mil. There was no other corrections or anything through the county or state that had to be done.
okay.
So,
What's your druthers?
Not much short.
Pretty straightforward.
Like, make a motion that we approve the L4029.
Motion on the table to approve the L4029.
I will second that.
Second, Ken Brown. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Maybe I should, take a roll call vote on that. Randy Shutey.
Yes.
Ken Brown.
Yes.
Judy Keller.
yes.
Deb McClure.
Yes.
Bob DeLong, yes. Motion carried, thank you. New business, line item C, east fence line and the northwest corner downspout.
Randy, if you want to talk about the fence line.
Yeah, well, the fence line over here along the woods, earlier the spring, captains went through and they kind of brush hogged it or whatever they did, just because of the power line.
Power lines, yeah.
But it was pretty crude, pretty rough. So it really needs to be kind of cleaned up. It's actually probably about 20 feet wide so we could actually extend the yard 20 feet over to the fence line, but it needs to be cleaned up. There's just big shreds of debris and the stumps aren't taken down to where you could go across it with a lawnmower.
Oh, okay.
So I just stayed out of it, but we need to do something with it.
Okay. Your recommendation?
Well, we just gotta put a little work into it and clean it up.
Okay. I mean, do we need to put a fence up on boundary?
There's a fence there.
There is.
Yeah, well, there's posts all the way, some of it has fence and some of it doesn't, but there are posts all through there. So I think that's the boundary.
Okay. Do you think we need to put a fence up? Like a woven wire fence?
Honestly, while we're on that subject, I would like to see a fence go between us and Thumb Cooling. Number one, we're getting vehicle traffic coming through this way and through this way, going over the Thumb. And I don't know if it's them or if it's people
People want to get in there and clean it up.
stealing stuff, 'cause I know they've had stuff stolen. But a bigger issue is also that just the amount of trash that blows out of their dumpsters, it always heads this way.
Okay.
And I think it'd be nice to have just a boundary fence at some point.
Okay.
Kind of a back burner wish list.
The east fence line, as far as the cleanup, is something that we've got to have, well, mini excavator, take them stumps out and clean it up, or?
I don't know, yeah, they need to be ground down a little farther. And,
You want to look into it a little farther and
I
see if you
can.
get, some estimates cost and?
Can you burn it? Or too close to the woods?
I wouldn't burn
Take
it.
a little more care to use your mics, please.
I'm using mine.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's,
they're all on.
Yeah.
but you're turning your voice away from it, and you're too far away from it.
Well, could you use your microphone, please? I can't hear what you're saying.
She's in the audience.
Come on.
Come on.
Everyone can hear what we're saying.
Okay,
All right.
that's okay.
So you want to work on getting some estimates on that, Randy, for me?
Yes, I will try to get
some
estimates.
Okay. All right, you got the northwest corner downspout. What do we need on that?
Okay, I was here the one day and it was raining, and water water is coming down that downspout, going right on all that new cement. I don't know what we can do. It's gonna be a hazard this winter with ice. And I don't know, frankly, I talked with Kenny about this, I was kinda surprised that the spout didn't go down, but if there's no drain there, then you can't just put the spout down into the ground. I realize that, but I don't know what's.
You changed the eaves trough to the east?
Did anybody look at it? Nobody's looked at it, have they? Is there,
Actually, our gutter system needs a lot of work. A lot of the seams are leaking.
Over this door.
This one here is bad. And then there's a downspout on this side of the building it's coming loose right up at the
okay,
top.
okay, okay,
So we really probably should give the whole thing some TLC.
okay.
I think we could, change that spout and route the water southward.
I'm just gonna say, if you're gonna work on the evening anyway.
Change the angle of the eave trough, and
bring
I
it
wouldn't
down.
wanna bring the whole thing that way, cause that's kinda too much roof, but you could split it maybe halfway and put a downspout taking it to the south.
There's gotta be a tile. When they installed that thing, they had to put a tile in someplace for them downspouts.
I don't know of any.
I don't think they were
I
ever.
don't think they were ever buried.
No. Everything always just went out to the surface. I don't think anything went down in the ground.
If we get someone to have a look at it and maybe change the flow to the south so we don't have any water going that way would be.
Okay. Do you wanna proceed to that? Do you want some help from me? I can help you with it.
Yeah, if somebody knows,
There's that.
I've got a couple guys that I know
Eaves-
that we can get
eaves
some
trough
estimates
guy.
from, and
Yeah.
eave troughs.
yeah.
Cause yeah, it sounds like if it's running up there and gonna run on that new cement, we're gonna have
Problems with the
problems,
cement,
frozen ice and the
Right.
cement itself.
pitted cement.
Okay,
You
okay.
got how many out here right now with downspouts, what, 3?
There's.
Yeah, there's at least
three.
two down
Yeah.
through there,
I
right?
put stone on the bottom where it's washing out, so. Yeah, there's 2 to the south here
Yeah.
for sure.
There's one on the corner
We
there.
might
There's
get
three.
by then routing it to the south without adding another one.
There's already 2 on that side. If we try to take,
Well, let's-
just eliminate that one maybe.
Yeah.
Pruski kid that
Huh?
does- You know the Pruski kid
Yes,
that does-
yeah.
Yeah,
And then there's a young Amish guy that does a lot of eave troughing too.
Okay,
So
okay.
like I said,
So you'll
I'll
get
work
2
with you
bids?
and we get a couple
Okay.
Is that
working on it,
Kevin's
come up with
from
an idea.
Upland?
Huh?
Kevin's from Upley, is that the Pruski?
No, it's a different one.
No, what is that one's name?
Andy?
Yeah, I think it's Andy, I think you're right. Okay,
The only other thing I had was, when we had our roof work done a year ago, Byler's still has that forklift attachment.
still sad.
Well, it's on the parking lot now, because I finally drug it out of there, because I've been mowing around it for this whole time.
Okay,
So it's like a 16-foot long, whatever it is, 20 foot.
I wondered
They
what
use
that
it to
was.
get their steel panels
oh,
up on the
setting
roof.
up by the,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
I'll try and get that picked up next week.
Yeah, it just needs to go on a trailer
Drop it
and
off.
it needs to be dropped off.
Yeah, all right, okay, all right, okay. Anything else on that? Questions, concerns? Move on to line item D, approval of the Binghamton Spring Fire Department invoice $600 due to car fire. You said the guy had help? It never got covered anyway.
No, we tried lots of different avenues to get this covered through their insurance, but they only had PLPD, and then apparently by the time the fire department got there, somebody had already unhooked the battery, so it wasn't even really a car fire. So the insurance just flat out will not cover it. So, you know,
Don't have a lot of choice in the deal.
well, I mean,
We could not pay it.
we could not pay it, but the thing of it is they've never, for the last probably, I don't think they've raised their rates to us for 4 or 5 years. It's
Yes,
been a while, it's
Yes.
been the same.
and they were all at that last fire, so.
Yeah, so I guess I feel we should pay it, but it's whatever the board feels.
What's your druthers?
I don't like the way they're doing this billing on these fires now.
Yeah, I don't either, but
I
they're all
don't
doing it.
see why we
Turning
should
Greenleaf
get.
over to the township.
Yeah, we get stuck with it. Why is that fair?
We get stuck with it, in case everyone forgot, we made a major donation to them
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
I think that might weigh on our decision for future major donations.
Well,
Yeah,
like I said, I don't know what their
I'll
operating
never
budgets
vote
are.
for a big donation like that again, because right after we did all that, they turned around and now they're putting the burden on the townships.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it, I told them that at the time, and
yep.
I don't know what their budgets are. You know, I know that,
We got a tough budget too. I
I
think we
know.
need to pay it, but I think in the future, we just gotta be a little more careful with our donations.
okay. Druthers?
I think we shouldn't pay it. I think they're just fishing at this point in time, and if we pay it, great. If we don't, they're gonna eat it.
Maybe we should say we'll pay for half of it.
I can propose that to them.
Why don't we do
Good
that?
suggestion.
I can propose that to them. I mean, if you're not willing to pay it, I can propose it.
You know, Joe.
Would you go with that, Ken?
Yeah, I'd go with that. I don't wanna just immediately pay it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's all,
been-
it's
You wanna
been
show
a year.
some
It's been a year.
resistance.
Drag
It's
our
been a
feet a
year.
little bit on it.
It's
Yeah.
been a
It's
year.
It's been a
Oh,
year.
well, yeah.
Yeah,
Even
been a
better.
year.
They probably wrote it off by now then.
No, because I keep getting bills.
They keep billing.
Are
I
they
can
having
talk to
any
Joe
interest
about it.
onto it or anything?
No,
Oh, wow.
I can talk to Joe about it and see if they're willing to take half.
I mean, it's a 50-50 thing. I mean,
If that's what you guys want, I mean,
can't see if they'll drop it down to 300.
I can do that.
Who's the chief over there?
Well, it doesn't come from the chief, it comes from their township clerk,
Joe.
Joe, I want to say Terrell, but it's not Terrell.
Not Dumber
Who?
Morale?
No. That's Austin Township.
That's awesome.
Oh,
This is Joe,
I thought Joe was,
no, Joe is in Austin Township, and he's just, I think, on their zoning board. He's not supervisor or anything anymore.
okay, well, give me the contact and I'll get ahold of him. That's what you'd rather do? I can try that.
Unless you can work a deal with Joe Morale.
Yeah, you bet. Okay? Just give me that.
Yeah,
Anything else on that?
I don't have his last name, it's just Joe. Joe Fire Department.
Okay, moving on to line item E. And the new-
Stacy, is it?
Is there a motion on the table for it?
No,
What are we doing?
No motion on the table, I was gonna proceed to see what they would settle with.
Okay.
And I can do that, I don't think that takes a motion.
no, shouldn't.
Okay. Line item E, hiring of case signs to cleaning the hall. Need somebody to clean the hall?
Yeah,
Have a bid or?
no, we didn't get a bid. I didn't put it out there for bids. I don't know. I don't know how many other people you want to be able to come in here and clean and have keys. Kay will be clerk. She said she didn't mind cleaning, so that's why I asked her if she would like to do it, so. But I
Okay.
did not put it out for bids.
What's that?
Judy and I have been doing it. Judy's been really good, but it's getting old.
Okay. So obviously it's a cost factor, you gotta have a number, you gotta have,
What are you thinking, like hours per month, like 4 hours a month or something?
I don't even know if it'd be 4 hours a month, maybe. Kay, you looked at it. What do you think?
Took me when I was there 4 hours, but I hadn't been cleaning up. The guy's vacuum that we run out, that's terrible.
Yeah.
They're, sorry, but they're pigs. That was the worst part of it, and that floor. We should probably, the floors, actually, in my opinion, they should be buffed. They should be.
Yeah, they need to be stripped
Yeah,
again.
they need to
Yeah,
be stripped and they
strip
need to
and
be,
wax.
but because otherwise
I'm like,
we're wasting money. So I think they.
I don't even know, 3 hours? I probably a couple hours, maybe an hour every couple of weeks or
Yeah.
something.
I mean, why don't we get a proposed, you know?
Okay, do a proposal?
Yeah, so you got a number.
Okay,
You know, if it's gonna be 3 hours and you're gonna, and, you know, the
okay,
expected pay is, you know, whatever our
Well, I'll get like
availability
a-
It
is.
took me 4 hours when I was here.
Okay,
But it hadn't been done.
so that's what I'm saying, let's put it down and then
Okay.
bring it so that we've got something.
And that was doing windows, because those windows, they need to be done all the time.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
And you,
I'm just
and you need
thinking.
something like that to be,
Oh, I'm sure, I know.
all right.
and I don't
So-
know,
We could come up with an hourly rate and then,
Well, it would be the same as
whatever you're,
whatever we pay for like, election inspectors, which is 15.
I was gonna say probably 15.
per hour basis.
It's okay if
Let's
you wanna come up with something and we
Do
can,
that, and that's that next meeting, and then
Okay.
we got something.
for November.
Yep,
Okay.
Are you gonna put this for a public bid? You're gonna,
Yeah, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, I put it out,
I think-
I'll put it out on the website for public bid.
Okay.
I don't know if
Probably
it's
needs to be.
gonna be such a small amount of money, does it have to go out for bid though?
Well, I think you still have to.
Yeah, we'll
Even
put
mowing
it out
lawn
on
and
the
stuff,
website.
yes.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say
Same
when
scenario.
yet,
Same scenario.
Just advertise, I
Yep.
guess, yeah.
but- Well, do you want it in the Chronicle too, or just on the website?
Just the website.
Okay.
That covers us, right?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else on that? Any other new business? Anything? Hearing none, I'd open it up for public comment.
Who donated the flagpole?
I can't hear. I can't hear you, ma'am.
Who donated the flagpole?
Kirk Winter.
Judy said that K-Stein will be clerk. Do you know when that's going to happen?
What'd she say?
She wanted to know that, when Kay will be clerk. She will be running, she is deputy clerk now, and she'll be running in the 2024.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns? Mr. Parker?
the room here, this meeting room, it's, all the repairs are done now that you're gonna do?
Floor,
Not
maybe.
not
We've talked about
necessarily.
the floor, not
We gotta
necessarily.
do baseboard in the floor yet.
Yeah.
Does it meet ADA requirements?
The room now?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And Mr. DeLong, how's your hearing?
Huh?
It's concerning because you've had this hearing problem for years now, and I don't know how you can discharge your duties if you can't hear what's going on.
Well, the good news is, Mr. Parker, is you won't have to worry about me come 2024.
We're not talking about that, we're talking about right now when you're discharging your duties.
Thanks for your comment. Board will take it
Could you
under
answer my
consideration.
question, please?
Sounds like you can hear each other.
I thought it
think
did.
that would be a little personal question, I think, just saying.
Any other questions,
That's a
comments,
personal
concerns?
Question.
I have one comment I'd like to add.
Yep.
That, this last day at the dump, I worked that day, even though it was the same day as the Octagon Barn, just for the record.
Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it. Any other? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion seconded by Deb. Discussion? Hearing none? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Appreciate it. You haven't seen anything from the Ingram yet? Yeah, I mean, it's coming. So you gotta get another one?
No, wait, did you read it?
Mine? Okay.
I didn't, mine's good.
Oh, did you, yeah, he circled it.
I did?
Yeah. You always circle it. Okay, Robert DeLong, right there.
All right. And this will be on the November. We don't even have to have it on there. Number 2024.
That's when those
And that one
expire.
froze. The general is frozen.
Right, yeah, but that's when the other ones expire, so like, at the beginning of the year, we'll have to start looking at our millage for the new millages.
Sounds good.
What the hell is an
Oh, man. I think I put 100 miles on this.
Where you going?
Oh,
I will.
no, I went, that's in Michigan, I haven't been on
to the state of Michigan?
Yes.
Selling cattle?
I guess my ear.
No, picking up stuff, delivering,
Are you still selling fencing and all that stuff?
yeah, that's why I said, if we're gonna get the fences, basically cost, woven wire.
Yeah, I know Randy's talked about that before, especially down there.
We've got so much fence to put up in the next year, it's unreal.
Not you.
Dana, I got the project, Dana's putting it on.
Oh,
That thing that we just discussed, the solar fencing,
oh, the fencing.
the fence, because they've got all fence
Oh, but where is it?
all over. Every county,
It's his right.
every single county.
If you want to
Every single county got something. Because they're, I
We
mean,
never get back on this topic about fence out here.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
Is everybody on?
he'll cost share with it.
They split it.
Oh, we would, I guarantee you, especially if he thinks, like you said, they're coming in.
I'm seeing tracks all the time.
Well,
Right there.
see, he's got cameras on, you know,
Well,
from when they.
I think they realize there's cameras over there, so now they're going over this side and they're going around
Pretty
that
sure,
way.
like I said.
Randy, why can't you just go along the end of the building instead of going way out there?
I'd rather get out to the
Well, we
property
could go out
line.
there.
As far as trash, that should be some pooling responsibility to.
Well, we can,
I
if we
think
go
he
out to the
costs share.
property line, we can have them share
On
the
the
cost.
fence, half, and half. I think he'd do it, he would.
He'd do half.
And I know he would.
Probably for what he's got
It
going on.
would help us.
If he could
it would
inhibit
help
traffic
us.
coming through there, he'd pony up. I know he would. You know, a woven wire fence
They
there.
wanna be a good neighbor.
Yeah, a woven wire fence there, 50 inches tall, would inhibit anybody from
Yeah,
driving
just
in.
a 4
Because that's what they're doing.
It's all
They're going up,
right.
cleaning up his scrap.
That's what they're doing, they're stealing. And they got bins of copper up there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because they're sorting it as they bring it back, and I'm sure they're helping themselves.
But he's putting all his vehicles away, okay, so they don't break into them.
Right, but I know like a year or two ago, they had a big spool of brand new wire that
That
got
was the
stolen.
stolen, yeah.
Did you wanna discuss? You can.
And that's what they figured, is they were sneaking in and out.
I'm good.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah, see you, Randy. Yeah, good.
Should have a ditch there by the end of next week.